It has been 1,767 days since the Phoenix Suns won a game without Mikal Bridges playing. Tonight they go to Indiana and they finish off their road trip, a 4-1 road trip, by defeating the Indiana Pacers by a final score of 117-104. Matthew's on sabbatical right now. I think he's on his honeymoon. He couldn't make it. So I'm bringing in Fanning the Flame Zone. So says Jay. How you doing, Justin?
Fantastic, Mr. Voida. How are you? Thank you for having me.
Thanks for being on. You know,
I feel like I haven't talked to you about the Suns in like at least 30 hours.
It's probably a little bit less than that, but no, it's probably right around that. And I feel like I haven't talked to you or seen you in person enough in the past week and a half that I figured that let's just do a podcast together too again.
Let's go. Let's
go. Hanging out at Marley's, the whole nine. I mean, it's what we do. It's that tis the season.
Family bets, baby. Family
bets. Yeah, I haven't participated in any of those all week because when's the last time we hit? I think we're one out of our last 45.
You did not see what? Did you see the one?
I wasn't in on it.
You were not.
I know. That's what I get. Tisk. But we welcome So Says Jay from the Fanning the Flames podcast to talk about this game against the Indiana Pacers and whatever else might come up. If you're watching along live, we appreciate it. Subscribe, rate, review, hit the thumbs up, all that fun and good stuff. Are you drinking with me tonight, my friend?
Well, you know me. I'm California sober, so I got water. Does that count?
Matthew's California sober as well. So
let's go.
It's me and my Coors Lights all the time. I'm Arizona drunk, and I'm not as drunk. Did you see the guy at the Phoenix Open today?
You're not Arizona drunk.
No, I'm not. The guy at the Phoenix Open today. Did you see this guy?
Which guy?
The guy who streaked onto the 16th green, humped the flagpole, ran onto the 17th fairway, ran down it, ran to the hole, jumped, belly flopped into the lake, and then made his way on top of the WM logo that floats out there.
I want to. How did he make it that far?
Have you seen security at the Wasted Management Phoenix Open? It's a bunch of people like my mother who volunteer for security. There's one old guy on the 16th hole who tries to stop him. He does one little quick juke move, and the guy's on his ass pretty much.
But you're talking about like the flag bearer folks, you know, the people with the quiet signs. But dude, there are other security guards there. It's the freaking Phoenix Open. There are cops everywhere.
But they're not doing a good job. Did you hear? So first thing this morning, yeah, they're wasted too. They're like, hey, this is going to be an easy gig. Let's go out there and watch the crazies, right? We've all been there. It is. It's fun. It's good people watching. But this morning, the gates open at 7 a.m. This morning, the crowd at 5:15 bum rushed the gates and got in there. It's absolutely nuts right now.
This is golf, people.
This is it's not golf. It's not golf.
Decorum.
You know what do you think, Paul? Fan of the Flame.
I don't even. He's awake.
He's awake.
I'm awake.
I'm leaving. I'm out.
He doesn't show.
What do I think about what?
Did you hear about everything that happened at the Phoenix Open today?
I saw there was a streaker.
Yeah, that guy is a legend, man. He went from
he was running forever.
Belly flopped into the lake.
He was standing on like one of the things in like the middle of the lake.
Yeah, he got on top of the Wasted Management Open logo
or whatever.
And was just standing there. He was like dancing, and it was only in Arizona, baby. He was dancing.
Was he like on his back streaker, or
he was in a Speedo?
He speedoed it. Thank God.
Yeah,
that's why they would stop him. They're like, whatever.
Well, honestly, I mean, on a golf course, there's a lot of places to get away.
This is true.
Unlike a confined
sniper out there.
There's not a lot of places. What do you mean? There's a lot of places to get away?
It's wide open. It's wide open.
Run around.
Yeah, like you're not confined. They can't like circle you in easily and like.
Especially when it's old fogies as the security team.
Paul's like talking about like a wolf pack hunting. Like they can't hunt you down.
That's how they do it when they get into like the.
You gotta flank them, Paul. Don't you know this? Come on.
Flanking,
some flanking
actions. Well, let's pop him if we got it. Let's talk basketball, okay?
Did you see his back though?
What did it say on it?
19th hole with an arrow pointing down his ass.
To his butt. Stay classy, Arizona. Stay classy. I'm sitting there. It's up on the TV at my work in our bar area. And some of my residents are like, what's going on there? Like, just look the other way. Just no one needs to see this. No one. And he had like his name on the front. That guy, and he had a mullet that went down to halfway down to the crack of his ass too. I mean, this guy was just like, oh. But anyways,
all I could think of when you said residence was you'd be a fun RA.
Yeah, I would be. That's a fact.
Like if you liked the people, I feel like you'd be a dick to the people you don't like. Which
no,
I'm cool with.
I know how to play the game though. It's passive aggressiveness, right? Like, you're not a dick, but you're like
not like an overt dick. Yeah,
it's like one of those, like, you will go to sleep or I will put you to sleep. And on that note, let's talk about the Suns' win over the Indiana Pacers. It's a 117 to 104 victory for the Phoenix Suns over the Indiana Pacers. Back in the win column, 31-27 on the year. Every win is absolutely paramount right now as we count down the days until we can have Kevin Durant and TJ Warren. Where's TJ Warren? Why is he not playing yet?
Paul, what's up with TJ Warren?
Yeah, come on, Paul. Hold on. That should be my first question. So it'll be like,
Matthew,
Justin
I got to
Paul.
ask.
Where's TJ Warren?
Nailed it.
Probably injured again.
No,
Got injured on the plane ride over.
No, but serious question though, where is he really, Paul?
I don't know.
Paul, you remember we did.
I don't remember this bit.
Are you fucking kidding me?
No.
Like, it's literally the only thing we did with any level of consistency for any period of time ever on our podcast, and you don't remember it?
No.
See what I put up with?
There was a TJ Warren bit?
We had a bit, yeah. I remember that we had it, but I don't remember what it was.
I thought you were playing along with the guy.
Is it like the Kevin Durant? Like, I saw Kevin Durant at Circle K, that whole bit that went on for like 6 months until he actually arrived?
No, no, it didn't go on for 6 months, believe you me. No, remember, dude, because when TJ Warren was here, he was always out, and it was always like
they never told us why.
Out. Yeah,
so it was always
ended
like
up just being like a thing where every week
a random injury. He's a sprained left ear today.
Yeah,
but for those of you who are wondering, the Suns jam. We do have a TJ Warren drop, so if he ever shows
might as well start there.
Yeah, we'll go. It is, but every time I make a new drop, I love it so damn much. That's so stupid.
I love that you're so proud of yourself. I'm proud of you too.
I'm proud of.
Can you play the new McHale one just for old time's sake?
Just look, man. Let Void run his show.
No, he's right. One last time.
All eyes on the warden.
Too soon.
You do need to take Cam out of your intro too. That made me a little whimsical.
Yeah, this is true. I gotta update the front end of this. I gotta wait till so when we find TJ Warren, and he does a dunk in a game, I'll input that into the new drops that we have here. But it's a victory for the Suns. Paul, you're gonna have to sit up a little bit. That scoreboard's like, there we go, sitting up. But you take a look at the Phoenix Suns tonight. Fucking asshole. You take a look at the Phoenix Suns.
This is your fault, by the way. This is
what? When Matthew Lissy is indisposed,
it's Lissy's fault.
It is. I think he's standing in line. I think it was him who was streaking at the Phoenix Open today, and
so great.
And so he's in the loony bin tonight. Couldn't make it. He's like, "Hey, can you get some people to cover him?" Like, fanning the flames, bro. They are a non-video podcast for a reason. Let's bring them on a video podcast. This can't go wrong. This will just be a good time, just shooting the shit. But you look at tonight's game. Josh Okogie gets the start, and I really thought that was a shrewd move by Monty Williams. Last night he started Jock Landale and Deandre Ayton. I don't know if I necessarily like that. And then you had Josh Okogie kind of go crazy coming off the bench with 23 points. Tonight, Josh Okogie gets that start. He's 5 of 10 from the field. He's 3 of 5 from beyond the arc, has 17 points, 6 rebounds, 3 steals for Josh Okogie. In Okogie, we trust, guys.
Dude, I love J.O. I mean, earlier, and have you noticed throughout the year, he's starting to gain confidence in that 3-point shot? Because I remember earlier this season, I'm thinking, dude, if this guy can develop a consistent 3-point shot, he's going to be so valuable to this team, right? And then for a period of time, he could only make 3-pointers if he stepped back. I felt like he was shooting like 60. I actually looked this up because it was happening so frequently. He was shooting like 68% on step back threes and like 12% on all others. But he's gotten,
so
like
random.
you said, what'd you say, 3 for 5 tonight? Dude, he's getting confident in that. And dude, it's so fun watching him play. He's a ball of energy. The way he like skies for rebounds too, it's like he has like a different type of elevation, it feels like. It's like he levitates to the board.
Yeah, he's like Air Okogie. He gets up there quick, doesn't he, Paul?
He does. Yeah, he's all over the place. He's one of those hustle guys. I just love having him part of the team from that standpoint.
And we were talking about it a little bit yesterday. When KD, when TJ Warren, whenever they arrive, I guess they're going through the drive-through at Filiberto's right now, or whatever meme is out there on the interwebs. But whenever they do arrive, these next 30 games, 25 games, I think we have 24 games left in the season, is an opportunity for Monty Williams to kind of experiment with some rotations, integrate both of those players into the offense, as well as Darius Bazley. And when it comes playoff time, I think that Josh Okogie has played himself into some playoff minutes. He's not going to be a regular rotation guy, but he is one of those spicy guys that you can throw in there and can affect the game on both ends of the floor. And that's what we've seen these past couple games, is a reminder of how effective he can be. To Justin's point, he came here from Minnesota, and last season he shot a career high 29.8% from beyond the arc. Now, prior to tonight, he's at 29.4. So he's not necessarily lightening up from beyond the arc, but I do feel that if you look at his statistics more recently, you're starting to see a little bit more of that consistency from beyond the arc. In his last 10 games, for example, he's 38.7, and then you have tonight. So he's starting to gain that confidence, and that does nothing but benefit the team, because we're not relying on him for offense. We're relying on for that defense, and I like to say he's a good fuck shit up guy, and that's what we saw tonight.
Yeah, and so like to the point that you just raised, I was looking up his split. So by month this season, 3-point percentage, November just a shade above 8%, December 30%, January
8%,
30.
Hold on, 8% in that first month.
He was a total of 1 for 12 in November.
Okay.
So yes, 8.3%. January 37%, and February obviously 2 games, but 37.5%. So yeah, dude, it's improved. I mean, he nowhere to go but up from 8% really. But you tell me Jo is gonna start shooting like 35-37% from 3 more consistently, dude, forget it. Like I love it. And yeah, absolutely, in the playoffs, think about a disruptor, right? You need somebody to get out there and agitate some folks. He's the perfect guy, and he doesn't do it like a douchebag, which I love.
Those were some fantastic statistics.
Ooh, dang.
Justin. Wow, we got statted by Justin. What's going on tonight?
I love how quickly you edit these. It's amazing.
Oh, I'm talking over them. I'm a gentleman and a scholar here. Another guy who played
Run with it, Boyd. Run with it.
Hey, I always do. I make myself look smarter than I really am. But another guy who played absolutely fantastic tonight is a guy who really had a rough game last night, and that was the Juice.
What's up?
Torrey Craig tonight, 5 of 7 from the field, 11 points, 12 rebounds from Torrey Craig. This is what we were missing last night. I feel like when you had Jock Landale in there and Torrey Craig playing the 3, Torrey Craig just didn't have an opportunity to get to the boards.
Yeah.
It's kind of clogged in there.
2 outside.
He's 2 outside, exactly. And Landale wasn't doing what he needs to do to essentially understand, like, hey, DA is going to be the guy getting boxed out by every Atlanta Hawks defender, right? They're throwing bows into him, pushing him off of his spots. Torrey Craig, due to his experience that he's played with this season, understands when DA's in there and when they're trying to push him off of his spot on the boards, he knows strategically how to get in there and snatch those boards, whereas Landale just didn't know how to do that tonight. Were you watching the game tonight, Paul?
Yeah.
Okay, so you were awake. Fantastic. What were your thoughts on Torrey Craig tonight?
Yeah, I mean, my thoughts were like you said, it was a lot of rebounds, like really, really good in that regard. He did get that double-double. shot great from the field, not so great from three, but I mean, he only had three shots, but I feel like he doesn't get enough fouls called on him. For the guy who bangs around as much as he does down there, you'd think he'd get like a foul or two more.
What a dick thing to say.
No, I'm saying to get free throws, you motherfucker.
Oh,
Other side of the ball. All right, let me edit that one out. Okay, done. You're right, though. Like, Justin, you see it too, right? I mean, he attacks the glass all the time. He gets bumped around all the time, but he doesn't get a lot of those whistles.
it's okay because Kevin Durant's coming to fix all of that, boys.
Yes.
The superstar whistles are coming.
Oh, man, superstar whistles. Not even Devin Booker gets those.
Well, the question is the superstar whistle issue really like a Phoenix issue? We will find this out. If he
Stay
stops
tuned,
getting
ladies and
calls.
gentlemen.
Oh God, how quickly does the first? But he's Kevin Durant tweet come. I'm thinking pretty quickly.
Oh, God, instantly. But that's a good question. We talk about Torrey Craig. Are you both of the mindset that when Kevin Durant arrives, Torrey Craig becomes your starting three? Or do you think it should be TJ Warren? I saw somebody today was like, oh, Baisley, he could be the starting three. I'm like, okay, let's just settle down, everybody.
Yeah, let's chill.
Some people say Lee. Some people say Okogie. I think, in my opinion, it is Craig. I think that he's somebody who, you almost like reward the guys who did the job, right? Like Torrey Craig all season long he started off on the bench and then boom, Cam Johnson got injured. Torrey Craig's the one who had to step up. And then Devin Booker goes down. Then Cam Johnson comes back, and Torrey Craig benefited from all these injuries by getting those starting nods, if you will. And at the same time, he's put together 7.8 points per game, which for Torrey Craig is a career high. He started for now 45 of his 55 games played. He's shooting 39.5% from beyond the arc. We're getting a fantastic Torrey Craig season. Keep him in there, right?
Yeah, I think he starts alongside KD there because I mean at the end, look at it like this: what's the rest of your starting lineup look like? CP, Book, KD, DA. That's a shitload of ability to score right there, right?
Mm-hmm.
So let TC hop on in there and just be a dog, right? If he gets offensive rebounds, putbacks, what have you, great. But kind of like the JO off the bench being a disruptor type thing, let him be that little monkey wrench that goes into the other side's offensive scheme whenever he's out there with the rest of that glorious group.
Yeah, and I look at it too, like from the standpoint of like offensively, sure, he can play the three or whatever because KD's like 7'2" or whatever he lies about and says he's 6'10", but it's way more than that. He offensively he can play the four. He can be like a killer stretch four for us, but defensively, Craig's got that like bulk that he can play more of that defensively. So KD can play more of like a perimeter kind of roam defense, which is really more his game. And that protects him a little bit more from injury, not having to like bang with guys down low.
And it's so fun because when KD gets here, he adds so much versatility in his game on both ends of the floor. Like, I don't know if Suns fans truly understand that. I'm sure like educated Suns fans know that, but people don't really realize how good he is on both sides of the floor, how much versatility he has, how he just plugs into any system you have, and it's automatically a contributor. You don't have to sit there and be like, okay, it's like with Kyrie going to Dallas. When we first heard that, the look at Paul yawning. I saw it. How often do you have to deal with that on the podcast?
Dude,
On your Zoom calls.
Are you kidding me? It's like constant.
You have to like edit it out. You're like, damn it, I have to find that yawn at the 24-minute mark.
I literally fell asleep on a pod once.
You did.
That's why it needs to be a video pod.
And
It's,
it
like,
was great
so
because I
entertaining.
knew he was like dozing off, so I kept going a little bit longer to make sure he kind of went out. And then I was like, "Don't you think?" And he was like, "Yeah."
D-Wig 24. Katie is probably shopping mansions in Paradise Valley right now.
Well, realistically, he probably has. They're working on the physical thing. Is probably the deal, and they have to do that here
Paul,
in Phoenix.
Elite, man.
Yeah,
which the Phoenix Suns will be arriving home later tonight. And that's got to be a moment, right? Like Kevin Durant's waiting at the airport to give Devin Booker a hug.
Big hug. I might go down there. Maybe. Hey, you guys want to go down there tonight?
Let's go down there. Yeah, just like it's the finals all over again.
Did you remember in the first half? This is, I think about KD, and this went through my head as I saw this happening during the game. There was a point in the first half, I think it was like 2 possessions in a row, where the Pacers doubled Book on like the right wing, and he whipped it over to Ish for an open 3, and I just pictured in my head that being KD, and I'm like, although
here's the thing, they won't be doubling
Book. You're gonna double him?
Bingo. the doubles go away for Devin Booker moving forward.
Who gets doubled on our team at any given point? Like that starting lineup, who gets doubled?
Deandre Ayton in the interior, but it's not even a double. It's more of an interior collapse when they bring the ball down to him. He'll kick it out. Exactly.
He's good at the kick out, so they can't collapse that much.
But they will. It's instinct.
Like
that's why it always happens.
It's like a.
Well, it's like you know how it is. It's always like what Devin Booker did for years is whenever he was guarding a defender on the perimeter on the weak side, he would cheat to the interior. And then every time his guy would hit a 3 because he was cheating. It naturally happens. And to your point, if you're talking about out on the perimeter, bringing the ball up, 3-quarter court, it's not going to happen. You will see teams in the playoffs pester Chris Paul, and then Devin Booker will just bring the ball up.
Right.
Or KD will bring the ball up. We might get even some Torrey Craig. Torrey Craig might bring the ball up. I don't know about DA. But that being said, kind of polishing off the point, if you will, on Torrey Craig, what we're going to get from him, and the reason why I think he's the perfect 3 on this team is 1, the physicality. 2, he can focus completely and utterly on defense.
Mm-hmm.
We don't need him to be an offensive threat due to, as you mentioned, the 4 other offensive threats that'll be on the court. And 3, given the fact that he's shooting 39.5%, all he has to do on offense, he's going to be wide the fuck open, stroking 3s.
Mm-hmm.
So again, those double teams come, to your point, Justin, when that double team comes and you're dishing it to Ish Wainwright, it's not Ish Wainwright who'll be catching that ball anymore. It'll be KD, or it'll be Torrey Craig who will be wide open. And that's the beauty of this. Speaking of Ish, I was thinking about this. So a solid first half from Ish Wainwright. He had 10 points in the first half. He ended with 13 overall. He was 4 of 8 from the field, 2 of 6 from beyond the arc. That being said, he was 2 of 5 from beyond the arc in the first half alone. 2 things. 1, what do you think his future is going to be with the team, considering it's a 2-way contract? And 2, do you think he can go his entire Suns career without me creating a drop for him?
To
Ish
address
has no
the
drop.
second one first, what is wrong with you?
Yeah,
I've never made an Ish
you...
drop. Just haven't done it. What happens with these drops is like I'm inspired. Something funny will hit my ear, and I'll be like, "That's funny," and then I make them. With Ish, I've just never found anything where it's just like, "Yep, that's it. That's the Ish one." There's no famous quote or anything that ever hit me right. There's never like
Ish going down. Fade to Black Street.
Down. Ish going down. He's a Wainwright. You better move. You better dance. Okay, maybe see. Now I'm inspired. Now I'm going to make him one, and they're going to cut him next week.
He's a Wainwright.
His name is Ish. It's Ish going down. Ish going down. I'll get copyrighted to hell. I have to change the Slim Reaper one because it compromises my videos. Blue Oyster Cult's gonna sue me every time I play Don't Fear the Reaper, so I'm gonna have to like snip it really quick. Like
it compromises your videos.
Yeah, like we get ineligible. We can't monetize. Shit. We can't get 25 cents for these things. You know.
Okay.
When you say future with the Suns, like in what context? What do you mean? Are you asking us if we think he's going to be here?
They'll send him down to the G League for the rest of the season.
Do you think Matty Shpia brings us back a G League team?
Yes. He said he's going to.
Did he really?
Yeah.
When was this? When
Pretty sure it was in his press conference.
I watched that whole thing. I didn't hear a word about G League. Who asked the G League question?
Paul's just making
Dave King from Bright Side of the Sun.
No, I saw it. I saw it somewhere that he said he wants to. It may have been in one of the one-on-ones afterwards. Somebody asked about it because those folks who are like super like, we're not a quality organization if we don't have a G League team.
Yeah. I liked it when they played up in Prescott because if you ever did a day trip up to Prescott, you might be able to see the Nas Suns. I never did, but I could, and I didn't.
It was nice that was a possibility at some point.
Yeah, it's like Disneyland. I don't plan on going, but like, if I wanted to, it's there.
Yeah, I went to Disney like a month ago. It was awesome.
Yeah, Disneyland's always awesome, except for the chafing at the end of the day.
Sounds like a you problem, bro.
Last time I was there, dude, I was by like 10 p.m. at night. I'm like, mother effer, no, I have no cornstarch or no bee powder to put on these nuts, and it's just what I had to deal with. That was my life that day. And then afterwards, we drove back down to San Diego because we're staying in San Diego. Drove up there. It was, you know what it's like. You guys got kids. You know what it's like.
What
on
year
vacation.
was this? They had maps, right?
Yeah, they had maps.
Just making sure.
I was in and out, but like, what do you mean maps? Like Google Maps?
Like they existed. I'm just saying, no, in general they existed because Disneyland isn't very close to San Diego. I don't know how to stay in San Diego and go to Disneyland.
Dude, I don't know what it is. Like I'll go on
at least
vacations.
Anaheim's on the south side of LA.
Exactly, but still, it's an hour and a half drive, hour 15.
Yeah.
But
You can't justify this.
But no,
I'm not.
Listen, we'll stay in San Diego and we'll drive up to Disneyland. We'll be staying in Huntington Beach and we'll drive down to SeaWorld. I'm like, why, honey? Why? Tell me why this makes no fucking sense. Because it's going down. It's going down. Let's
boy.
Let's talk a little Deandre Ayton. Deandre Ayton this evening. 30 minutes played, 9 of 14 from the field, 22 points, 12 rebounds, couple steals, couple assists. I think he looked fantastic tonight, gentlemen. What do you think?
Paul,
He's
first.
Excited.
I always.
He's excited. I love how media is like national media continues to be like, oh, he hates the team and like the power brokers and whatnot. I'm like, no, he hated Sarver. He knows everything. All that shit came from Sarver. Like he's been like, he's got a little pep in his step since that shit was official. So
he hasn't he?
Yeah, a little bit.
He really has. It was like a silent protest, maybe.
he's averaging 20. He's averaging 24 and 10 in February.
It's not too shabby. I think I saw a statistic today. If he averaged 23 points for the remainder of the year, he would end with an average of 20 points on the season. That would be nice. It's not what you're aiming for, but it would be nice.
Well,
hey, benchmarks, right? Optics.
Listen, all that matters is the playoffs. Like DA is a
36
playoff player, and I think and Flex said that on like when you guys had him on one of the 2 times recently, where like there's players who like are regular season players, and there are players who like, they may coast a little bit through the regular season, but like once you get them in that competitive environment, and we see that with DA because like he always steps up when he's playing somebody he respects, like when he plays Jokic or like when he plays Embiid. Those are the games when he's like really focused.
Yeah.
But you put him against Jakob Poeltl, who he's like
Jakob.
Yeah.
Clint Capella.
Which
he went for 24 last night, but he only had 2 rebounds.
Yeah.
But again, I explained. I'm not going to regurgitate what I said last night relative to his rebound, and I really don't care about those rebounds. I care about effort, and I think that he's been giving effort. And to your point, Paul, It really seems like we're in one of these very rare. I feel like we're kind of in rarefied ground of consistent Deandre Ayton engaged play. It happened around Thanksgiving where there's about 4 or 5 games where we're like, this is Deandre Ayton. This is what he could be, and it kind of went away. Now, granted, it went away at the same time a lot of the injuries started to happen, and and more was being put on his plate.
Particularly Chris Paul.
Yes, when Chris Paul was initially injured, and then right as he's getting ready to come back, Devin Booker goes down, and then he's just not designed to be that give me the ball every possession, back down, run the offense through me guy. That's why he's going to thrive with Kevin Durant here. It's why he's thriving as of late because now Devin Booker's back, Chris Paul's back. All of a sudden, you're that tertiary option on offense. Sometimes you could be the 4th option, and that's what he'll be once Kevin Durant arrives. I'm saying 4th option. I'm not saying 4th in scoring because due to his efficiency, he'll find the way to put the ball in the hoop, although it might not be how people like it. He gets it done. He gets it done. And I thought he looked great tonight. He looked engaged. There was one moment that was a little frustrating with Deandre Ayton. And we'll talk about that right after this ad from DraftKings. NBA fans, it's time to bring the hoops action to the palm of your hands with DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NBA. This week, new customers can bet $5 and win $200 in bonus bets instantly. Plus, for a limited time, all new and existing customers can get a no-sweat same-game parlay every day. Go to DraftKings Sportsbook app, opt in, and place a same-game parlay on any NBA game. And if it doesn't hit, you'll get a bonus bet back. Hey, go and take the Suns to win the NBA championship and win the Western Conference Finals. Got to get good odds on that. Download the app now and sign up with code TBPN. New customers can bet $5 on the NBA and get $200 in bonus bets instantly. Only at DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NBA, with code TBPN. Minimum age and eligibility restrictions apply. See show notes for details. See, Justin, that's how you do those things.
I see that.
I pre-record them.
How many takes was that?
One. You could tell. I say parley. Like, yeah, if you parley that, give it a little parley. But like Espo reads them live on the air, and it's cool. It's organic. I hate reading.
I'm not pre-recording shit. I'll tell you that.
Yours are going to be fantastic.
The mute Paul's ass though.
No, you make Paul read them. Like, Paul, you want to carry your weight on this podcast?
I'll and put it on my phone and hold it up to the speaker.
There you go.
Not a bad idea, Voida.
See, I should have Lissy do them, but he makes these amazing graphics, so I can't. I mean, he literally is streaking at the Phoenix Open today. Still made this beautiful graphic for us, but
that's what when he was hopping up and down the waste management sign, he was firing it out on his phone.
Yeah, he's like sitting there trying to do these things through Canva or whatever. But the thing that kind of frustrated me today with DA was the fact that there's one possession where he was wide open from three, and he looked at it and he jab stepped, and he looked at it again, and then he passed out of it.
Yeah.
And I just say that because I'd like to see DA take a few more threes. Am I wrong there?
No, I don't hate it.
No.
I mean, he's earlier in the year, I feel like he was taking them more and he was taking them with confidence and he was knocking them down at a better clip than he has prior seasons. But that type of hesitancy, I think we've been seeing a lot more recently, even before tonight when he gets the ball out there. And maybe it's just mental block. Maybe it's one of those things that he just needs to get more comfortable with it. Like from the elbow and even extend anything short of that 3-point line, he gets it. He might take a jab step, but you see no hesitation at all in him taking that shot. So I think it's just a matter of him needing to work it into his repertoire a little more. And we'll see the confidence and build. I mean, he used to shoot them, and of course it's shorter, but he shot them occasionally at U of A. Mm-hmm. And then when he got to the league, he wasn't really taking them at all his rookie year, or even to his second year. And this year, I don't know the numbers offhand, but I would venture to guess by season's end, he'll eclipse the total number of he's taken in past seasons. So
he already has done that.
There you go.
How many total threes do you think he's taken this year? If you were to guess, we've played 50 something games. What's our record? 31 and 27, so 58 games. How many total 3-pointers has Deandre Ayton taken?
14.
53.
23. But again, I think that's it. He doesn't. He hasn't shot one 53. Since the 28th of January, and he only shoots one a game. Like, that's why it's a fun bet on DraftKings. Use promo code TBPN, even though we always use FanDuel. It's a fun if you can find like the over on just sheer attempts for Deandre Ayton. Every now and then they'll have that one on there, and you bet 0.5 and you got a chance. It's not, he won't always make them, but at least he'll attempt them. But I think with Kevin Durant coming here,
did you say 23 makes or 23 attempts?
23 attempts.
Oh, Jesus.
He's 7 of 23 on the season. 7 of 23 for 30.4%. Last year, he was 7 of 19 for 36.8%.
There you go.
But do you think that when Kevin Durant arrives, somebody who Deandre Ayton will have to look up to, because he's taller.
He's going to be taller, yeah.
And the Slim Reaper shoots him all the time. Do you think that might open up the doors for a little bit more confidence of him taking 3-pointers, or will he just start attempting granny shots from beyond the arc?
That would be awesome.
That would be amazing.
Burying it from 35 feet.
But he's going to try that, and somebody's going to swat the shit out of it because it's coming from so low.
I don't know that
Chris
KD's
Paul will swat it and be like, "Don't you ever do that on my team again."
maybe he could develop that into like a version of the rip through as well. So it could be like either he's going for the granny shot or it's a rip through. God only knows.
Wow.
Unstoppable.
A whole new layer of
So
DeAndre Ayton's game.
I don't know that like KD being here and his presence and seeing a guy his size taking the three is going to necessarily result in DA taking more of them or using it more. But I think that will increase. I think it's just a matter of it happening organically as his game develops. And it's funny we say that he's been in the league 5 years now. We're talking about development, but look, we always say how big men develop slower, right? It takes more for them to get used to the game. And at the end of the day, we still see, like you said, he's already eclipsed his total from last season, and we've got, what did you say, 30 what games left?
20 something.
27, 27 games left, you said?
Something, right? 25, I think. 25, 24, somewhere in there. But yeah, to that point, it'll be just an interesting development moving forward to see how if DeAndre Ayton does expand his game a little bit, and just be prepared for everyone to go crazy whenever he misses one. Because if he shoots like 3 or 4 and he starts missing them, like Jock Landale. At the beginning of Jock Landale being here, we're like, oh, it's adorable. Look at the Aussie out there. He's shooting them threes. He's got no fear. Then we're like, stop shooting them. Attack the interior.
If they would flip their attempt numbers, I think
I guess
would be happy.
that's the flip of it though, is like when you've got excellent shooters around you in that starting lineup, even if you include Torrey Craig in there, what are we playing 5 out?
Yeah.
Because but when you've got Book on one end, KD on the other end, Chris Paul running around, and then Torrey Craig in a corner, that paint's going to be wide open.
So yeah, he should live down there.
Yeah.
I just noticed it. It's one little thing that I noticed in this game. And I was just like, wish he would have taken that shot. But I'll tell you who got some shots up tonight.
Big Dick Booker.
Booker returns tonight. 19 points on 18 shot attempts. So yeah, his efficiency is still working its way back there. Only 26 minutes. Kudos to Monty Williams. He's sticking with his plan on bringing Booker back accordingly. And it's funny how you take a look at the 3 games in week 17, because that's what we're in, gentlemen, is week 17 of the NBA season, which is kind of interesting to analyze. It's like, oh, okay, the regular season of football is now ended. And Devin Booker and the Suns went 2-1 this week, and they were 2-0 in games in which Devin Booker played, and neither one was he highly impactful, but you notice it just having him on the court. And in my notes, I literally wrote, the team is just better than with Booker out there. I know it's not highly insightful, but yes, Paul, you nailed as to why. The gravity of Booker alone opens up this offense. The ability in the first quarter to have Devin Booker come out and play efficient and put some points on the board and get this team out running rather than trying to play from behind is so valuable.
Well, and I think the important thing to focus on right now is how he plays in that first quarter and the efficiency there, right? Because ultimately, what's he still doing right now? He's obviously still getting back into game shape. So he's in there late in the fourth quarter. They've got a lead in, but then he's getting those shots up. He's getting that body used to that again. But what we're seeing is what we're going to be seeing once he gets those legs under him throughout the game, right? That first quarter is going to extend throughout because, again, first quarter efficient, then he kind of starts falling off. And I think that's to be expected. But to that point, the fact that we don't have to play from behind every game, we're not sitting there in the first quarter going, oh shit, we're down 20 already. Fantastic.
It was like last night. We were down 14 after the first.
Yeah.
And you're digging out of that hole the whole time. So every time you put together a nice little 9-0 run, you're like, okay, cool. We're still down 8. And then the opposition hits 2 threes in a row, and there's that.
If I may just interject really quick and say too,
Please,
I apologize for constantly looking down at my phone, but one of Dan's crazy bets is once again getting quite interesting.
Goddamn, sat on a bench. Should have bet it. Saw it. Thought about it.
What bet is this?
Who's hitting 5 threes in this one? It's always one guy has to hit 5 threes, which never fucking happens.
Okay, Malachi Branham 25 points hit. Walker Kessler 15 points hit. The last thing on it is Jalen Williams 20 points, which is coming up here shortly. That pays a smooth plus 15,594, my friends.
See, I'm the unlucky one. I never should have joined. I'll continue to not bet.
Now it's not gonna. Now Dan's gonna find out that I fucking announced this out loud. Like put it into
Who was the last one?
Oh, last night.
No. No. The last guy you said there who needs 20 points.
Oh, Jalen Williams.
Who does he play for? I don't even know who
Jalen Williams plays
is.
for the Thunder, I think.
Thunder, yeah.
They have 2 Jalen Williams.
Oh yeah, that's right. They do.
One's
have
got a
two
Y
Jalen
and one doesn't.
The non-Y one, for the record.
Okay, well, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna pull that score up so I can monitor that along with you.
That one has that one has not started yet. I was watching. I was paying attention to the end of the. So Malachi Branham had 22 points and the game went to overtime and he got his 25.
Man. That's beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful. See, that's why you need to bet, folks. It makes life fun.
Void is having a blast.
Yeah. I'm having a blast not making money. Let's see. What else did I want to talk about? Let's see here in my little notes. All right. So this might sound like a callous statement, but tell me what you think about this.
Let's go.
I can't wait till we don't have to see Saban Lee anymore.
I mean, I don't know that. I don't feel that strongly about him, but I'm not gonna be mad at you for saying it.
Okay. Well, I don't want you to be mad at me, so I'm glad.
I got nothing against Saban Lee, but it'd be nice to have our true backup point guard back or have somebody else come in.
Exactly. Yeah, Hunter Star 05. Gosh dang, that is brutal. Yeah.
Oh, darn it.
Oh God. Oh, gee, Willikers.
What was
sorry. But I get it. I see a lot of people, a lot of people are big fans of Saban Lee for some of the stability that he's brought to the backup point guard position. But I mean, he's a two-way contract. That's not to say anything negative, but it's kind of saying like he's a two-way contract. Like you don't expect a two-way contract to be your backup to the point guard. You have Cameron Payne, who's making what, 10 million, still not there.
His deal was cheap.
Was it 7?
Yeah, something like that. It was stupid cheap.
I mean,
surprised at how little it was.
I think that you pay these players and you want to see these players.
Yeah.
And more importantly, kind of to Paul's point, like the buyout market's around the corner. There's going to be some good quality backup point guards available. So I can't wait to not see Saban Lee and potentially see Russell Westbrook. Although Russell Westbrook is who are they saying he's going to go to? Chicago, most likely.
No, it's the Heat or the
Chicago
or the Bulls.
Chicago. Oh, was the Bulls?
Which makes no sense to me.
Right.
Yeah, the Bulls makes no sense.
Look.
I think the Clippers have interested him. I know Paul George is trying to tickle his ear to bring him over.
Ooh, gross.
If he gets...
Let's look at. I was listening to Gambo on the way to pick up my kid from school today, and he's talking about how they. I was late. It was a big disaster.
But you're listening to Gambo. Oh, to pick up. Okay, I thought you said drop him off. I was like, where were you dropping him off in the afternoon?
Don't worry about it, Paul.
On a Friday.
So, and he's talking about how, they debunked a lot of the names of people who the Suns were tied to around the trade deadline and stuff. The same crap happens with the buyout market. Ultimately, it's one of those things where you're going to hear 87 different things.
Oh, yeah. And
God only knows where people end up, especially when you take into account the fact that none of these dudes have been bought out yet.
Yeah.
Like, let's chill. True. Let's chill. But
it's true. One day at a time.
But the point is well taken. There are going to be names out there, and you can say you don't want to see Saban Lee any longer. That doesn't mean that Saban Lee's garbage or what have you. It means there are guys out there that are going to be better than him, and they're going to fit better for the role that this team needs. And go get somebody like that and plug them in.
100%. And that's exactly what I meant by that. Exactly. Thank you. Thank you for articulating exactly what I was feeling on the interior. A couple other things I got on this game before we do some subreddit stakeout. Do you guys like the subreddit stakeout?
What are you scared? Are you thinking it's not great?
No, I always wonder, you're from the outside looking in. I see our jamsters
It's like the best part.
So why is it the best part?
Because I love seeing people bitch about us.
Okay, fair. I always wonder because I hear that everyone's like, I love, you see it in the chat. Again, thank you, Jamsters, for joining us. Hit that thumbs up button.
I mean, is it as great when we lose the game? Probably not. No, but is the pod in itself just graded when we lose the game just because, there's a different energy.
Yeah, I get. Yeah, there is. It's a different energy. But like, I love it because I'm the same way. I want to see what other people are saying about our team. But then I see people like, "Oh, this is my favorite part of the pod." I'm like, "Well, what about the first 40 minutes? Like, did we not do good?" I'm just being self-conscious today. It's all the beers I've been drinking while I was at the Phoenix Open. I wasn't at the Phoenix Open. Let's see. I wanted to be.
Wait,
I work a
you were
half
the
mile
speaker?
from it.
Dude,
Fire away.
Going to the Phoenix Open sounds like the worst thing in the world these days. I'm
Oh,
an
yeah.
old
Hashtag-
curmudgeon at this point.
Hashtag. How do you know you're 40?
For real, dude.
Yeah. What's your secret, Paul?
What, going to the Phoenix Open?
Yeah. Did you say? Do you want to know a secret?
No, I asked if you were the streaker.
Oh, if I was a streaker, no, hell
Yeah,
no.
I mean, you're only
man.
half a
I ain't
mile
showing off
away.
this bod.
But now I want to know a secret.
Do you want to?
Nobody has a secret to tell me.
I have a secret, but I can't tell anybody.
Well, I'll tell you, there was a secret that was Monty Williams made known to the world today. In a quote, he said, "I didn't give him a fair shake."
Oh, yeah,
And
I
he
saw that.
And he was referencing Jalen Smith, who obviously plays for the Pacers, who the Phoenix Suns went against tonight. Jalen Smith played a total of 8 minutes, had 2 points. Didn't give him a fair shake. Did we give him a fair shake?
He didn't give him a fair shake, no, but at the same time, did it kind of get proven out in that he was the start? He was going into the season. He was, told he was going to have the starting role in Indiana. He did have the starting role. He has then lost the starting role. I'm just saying he played 8 minutes. He was the 11th guy, like he had the smallest amount of minutes played of anybody on the Pacers that played. So I mean, like, what is it? He went from starter to last guy who gets minutes.
Well,
yeah,
It's tough to talk about Jalen Smith because then we're like, Tyrese Halliburton.
Yeah. But you know what? None of that matters anymore because all of our mistakes led us to you, Kevin Durant.
it's true.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's
But they did talk
true.
about Jalen Smith a little bit in the subreddit stakeout.
The Suns Jam Session subreddit stakeout.
So I was kicking it in Indiana tonight, hanging out on their subreddit, seeing what they had to say about this game. And here's some of the highlights that I have for you, gents.
Wrong costume. You should have been wearing a trucker hat.
Well, this one kind of is a trucker hat, my son's hat, but I should have worn my Forrest Gump hat.
Yeah.
I think,
literally in the other room.
you look fantastic.
All right, unit. So the first thing that they said is that, on the top, I don't know if you've ever been to the subreddit of an opposing team for a game thread, but it has a list of the injuries. And for the Suns, it said Campaign out, Landry Shamet out, Kevin Durant out, and then in parentheses, driving U-Haul. I thought that was kind of funny, but it was nice to see Kevin Durant on our injury report.
Hell yeah.
I hope
he was on it last night.
I know, but it's
beautiful.
It becomes a little bit more real every day.
So never want to see it again.
Yeah, exactly. It's something I love right now and I'll soon hate.
You'll never hate it because you'll never see it. Now continue.
Oh, that's why you're here. The podcast of optimism. Somebody says, sorry if this is inappropriate, but I just want to get this out of the way now. I really hate Chris Paul. And then somebody retorted to that. And they said, can't wait to root for this team to lose even more now that front-running KD has made his way there. We're going to prepare for some hate. We're going to get a different kind of hate. Like the Grizzlies get a certain kind of hate, right?
We're going to ask for a certain kind of hate.
They do.
A jealous hate.
But think about this. The Phoenix Suns have been hated for a gazillion different reasons in the past. And truth be told, I don't know really why. We've never truly hurt anybody's feelings as an organization. We've won a grand total, ladies and gentlemen. Don't know if you knew this, of 0 championships. That being said, the Phoenix Suns now have what you would classify for the first time in our organization's history as a super team. Now, in the past, we had a super team with Nash and Marion and Stoudemire, but that was a homegrown super team. We've now had a super team in which 2 of the 3 pieces have been traded here. Didn't come here in free agency, asked to be traded here, and then got what they wanted. So there's going to be a different level of disdain for our team simply on that fact alone, I believe.
Yeah, no, I mean 100%. And dude, it's Devin Booker, right? And a guy who I don't get how he gets to the level of hate that he gets. Like, what does he do? He
He
goes about
talks
his business. He
trash.
talks shit on the court, but everyone talks shit on the
Everybody
court.
does. Jordan did. Kobe did.
Yeah, which is why, again, what does it boil down to? I think it's jealousy, because he didn't have to go out and beg people to come here, like you said, Voida. People, Chris Paul wanted to come here. Kevin Durant wanted to come here. Shit, Kyrie wanted to come here, right?
Mm-hmm.
He spoke it into existence.
Josiah
Yep.
was like, "Fuck you, enjoy Dallas. Go have fun with Luca." Has there ever been like a double murder in the NBA? I feel like there's a shot with those two. Like they might kill each other. I could see that happening.
There's been a double murder in football, but O.J. Simpson's another story. Continuing on the subreddit stakeout, Damian Lee looks like a WNBA player.
The
Not wrong.
sexist.
Not
Gosh.
wrong.
That is very sexist.
I'm
It is.
pretty sure, by
This
the
is
way.
remember this is the
called ma'am.
Indiana Pacers subreddit.
Oh, fair point.
Mathurin forces too many shots, needs to discover the pass when he is hemmed in or double teamed. Ben Mathurin, what are your thoughts on this guy?
I love Ben Mathurin, actually.
He's really
I do
talented,
too.
isn't he?
I
Yeah.
do too. I don't think they're wrong with that observation though, but I think that's a matter of circumstance too. He's a young kid trying to prove his way in the NBA, and at the end of the day, he's doing a really good job of it, right? Second in the NBA for rookies in scoring.
Mm-hmm.
So the basketball IQ, the shot selection, what to do in certain circumstances, I think that'll come with him. But the talent's there. We've seen it. We've seen him do it throughout the year, right? He's had 30-point games. He had games where he's hit 3, 4, 5 3-pointers.
How do you know
He can
that?
definitely ball because I bet him.
I know. With him and Tyrese Halliburton, that's a hell of a duo that they have brewing over there in Indiana, and it'll just be interesting to see if in time it can survive itself.
It's still funny to me that they bring him off the bench.
Yeah, I know. And that brings me to my next subreddit stakeout point, that the person's name on Reddit who wrote this was fantastic. My Saboner runs Oladipo is their username. And they said, oh man, post-trade deadline Tice minutes. We officially have no idea what we're doing. Ijax and Stix are done, I guess, which is rough since Tice is absolutely not the future, and this season is about the future. So we can, think back to those minutes when we had those young Suns and Tyson Chandler's out there getting minutes, and you're like, dude, just give me some fucking Dragon Ball with the 5. Like, I want to see what it looks like. We're getting our asses kicked. That's where Indiana's right now, and I'm glad that we're not there anymore.
It's nice.
Dude, I felt like Isaiah, outside of those two really ridiculously dumb take fouls he took in the, I think it was in the fourth quarter.
Mm-hmm.
He showed some interesting flash there. Had a nice little lob, the oop. He got an and one over Busy.
Mm-hmm. That's
I
all they were talking about on the subreddit was Ijax.
I could see exactly why they would be frustrated with him playing.
Isaiah Jackson, Ijax. He had 14 points all in the fourth quarter. I mean, he was the whole game they were talking about this. Ijax. I'm like, who is this guy? And then he came out there. I was like, oh, I can see it. He has some raw talent.
Yeah, exactly. Raw. That's
very raw, but very athletic and exciting. A couple other notes that they had in the stakeout. Not sure if I've ever seen a team so tired on the first night of a back-to-back.
I've seen that.
Yeah, I have too. And then somebody came into the subreddit and they pronounced themselves as a Suns fan. They said, as a Suns fan, how has Stix been? I remember screaming at my TV when it wasn't Halliburton, but to be fair, Stix never got a fair shot. And then some of the Indiana Pacers fans retorted. So this is a report directly from their subreddit on exactly how Isaiah Jackson, Stix, whatever the fuck is Jalen Smith. Oh man, it's his steak. It's these sunglasses. They said he struggled. He's had some good games here and there, but plenty of others where he would shoot us out of the game. Somebody else said he's been getting minutes, or he hasn't been getting minutes lately. And somebody said he's been bad, to be honest. Not even in the rotation anymore, which kind of echoes some of the things that we said. But there you go, ladies and gentlemen. The subreddit stakeout for the Indiana Pacers versus Phoenix Suns game. Yada, yada, yada.
the Suns Jam Session Subreddit Stakeout.
All right.
So what are you thinking? Like 6 years, Halliburton's going to be a Sun? Just because, that's how it always is with point guards in this league.
Pretty much. I wouldn't doubt it, God.
Even if we didn't draft him, they somehow make it over here.
We're going to trade Kevin Durant for him in 4 years. That's what's going to happen. All right, let's dish out a little bit of hardware.
Jam Star of the Game.
Subscribe, rate, review, go on Apple Podcasts, write a 5-star review. We'll read it right here in the pod. Hit the thumbs up, all that fun stuff. Since you are a guest on the program, and since you were here first, Justin, who's your jam star of the game as you're scrolling through the box score and trying to find that correct answer?
100% what I'm doing right now.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm gonna go Torrey Craig. Let's
It's a
go
good
Torrey
one.
Craig, dude.
The double-double, the 11 and 12 man. What do you think, Paul?
Double. He was all over the place. I love it.
I was actually going to say Okogie.
Okogie, Yogi, yo. You're both not wrong.
A very balanced game.
Yeah, I agree with both. I kind of want to give it to Ayton.
I'm fine with that too.
I really think that he had a solid game. He got some really key boards when the Pacers were trying to fight back in this game. They were getting it down, and then he'd go down and get an offensive rebound, throw it off the boards a couple times to get a couple more rebounds, and then he put it in. And he did that a couple times, and I thought that was
Stat
highly
padding.
a little stat padding. Eddie Johnson
What
was
was
calling
it?
out on the broadcast. He was doing
Yeah,
the Moses Malone
that's what it was. Yeah, the Moses Malone.
stat padding. So I thought that was that's my jam
Yes,
star.
coach, I'm here and I'm awake.
Oh,
Barely.
wait, Paul is awake. He's fighting through it, man. He's
Everyone
dozed off
shout.
twice, but I play a drop and it wakes him right back up. That's the beauty of him. Next game for the Phoenix Suns isn't until Valentine's Day. We got a whole weekend with the Super Bowl and the Phoenix Open. Those guys are going to fly back tonight. They're probably going to go out and have a good time as we wait to play the Sacramento Kings, a team that's this game becomes important. This is a team that's ahead of the Phoenix Suns in the standings. They currently have the 3 seed overall in the Western Conference. The Suns, after this win tonight at 31 and 27, that's going to tie them with the Clippers and the Mavericks for the 4th seed. So the Sacramento Kings are 2 games ahead of the Suns in the standings. What are you looking for in this game? This is going to be a fun one.
I'm looking for DA versus Sabonis. Just for Coach Evan B.
Oh, yes, that's his thing. Oh, yeah, he thinks we're all crazy for not wanting Sabonis over DA. I saw that one.
Did you?
I
think everybody heard that one.
Yeah.
Because I was
Yeah.
loud. I was loud.
Yeah, you did. And then I saw you like the next day at the game. I was like, whoa, you had stats. You're like, that's irresponsible.
Did I have stats? I feel like I just yelled at him for not having stats.
That's what it was.
Yeah,
That's what it was.
yeah.
Eric, back it up. Yeah, but back that up. Okay, now that you back that up, back that up. You're like, ish going down. I'm yelling, Wainwright. Better move. You better dance.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Paul.
I know, right? Like, Paul has now contributed to your pod more than he's contributed to ours.
In last month, yeah.
Just kidding, buddy. Love
When are
you.
you guys recording again? I've really been looking forward to hearing your take on the KD thing.
We started. We have a new strategy. We're gonna try to record on weekends, like during the day.
We'll see how that goes.
You're at like lacrosse games and soccer games and the mall. Like you're like a dad.
No, like Sunday afternoon. No,
Why
like,
don't
you know.
How about you just?
We're
do,
gonna
like,
record
9 in
during
the
halftime of
morning?
the Super Bowl.
Oh, great! Why don't you just do like 9 in the morning on Saturday mornings? Just take over the old solar panel pod.
No, because that's exactly the sports thing. That's when I have that kind of stuff
Yeah, that's when you used to watch the solar panel pod.
from
Charlie,
sporting.
you're doing a good job. Okay,
That's
I'm gonna
exactly.
go-
I'd have like an AirPod in, and I'm like commenting in the chat. I'm like, yeah, cool, good job.
Go, good job.
I'm honestly surprised your kids haven't tried to murder you because you put like these pods on the big screen TV in your living room, and then they have to sit there and watch them with you.
They like it.
They're learning.
My
They're
kids, my
learning.
kids love that. Like, they're like, you know, the people on YouTube. I'm like, look, I'm on YouTube. They're like, oh my god, you're on YouTube. I'm like,
Yeah.
It is a big thing. I have a nephew who absolutely like thinks it's wild that Matthew and I are both on YouTube. He's like, I can look you up where I look at everything else. I'm like, that's
kids are,
right, but don't tune
kids
in
are
for
so
too long.
dumb.
Wait till we start hearing me talk about Deandre Ayton when he has a bad game. It's not going to
Yeah.
be fun for anybody. I think that's all I got. We've just hit an hour here. It's just like that, you know? So I really appreciate you guys coming on. I really do. Matthew, I hope you feel better after streaking at the Phoenix Open today. I hope everyone now knows your name. I hope you're not a registered sex offender. It wouldn't be a good look for the podcast.
Expose himself.
That's why he wore the Speedo. Smart.
Smart man. But again, let everybody know where they can find you on the interwebs if they don't know already.
I'm at So Says Jay, and our pod is at Fan the Flames NBA. And our other podcasting partner is at Dan Duarte 1. And Paul is at Dervish of War.
Very well done, gentlemen. And of course, you can follow me at Darth Voida on Twitter. The show is at Suns Jam. Read my writing at brightsideofthesun.com. Matthew and I will be spending our Valentine's Day with you. I haven't told my
Romantic.
wife yet, so she's probably going to be pissed off. But got to figure out a way to make that up to her. But we'll be coming to you Tuesday after the Suns play the Sacramento Kings. Who knows? We might get a TJ Warren sighting. Go home and love your family.